Yo, what is going on, my friend? And welcome to another episode of Unlocking Excellence with your main man, Eric Schwafel. What is up? I hope that I have faith that you're having a wonderful day today. Now, check it out. If you are joining us for the first time, then there is a fee. Yeah, there's a fee. If you got something out of this, if you got a breakthrough, if you got an insight, if there was some type of takeaway that you received, good feelings, right? Like you enjoyed what you heard in some type of way, there is a fee. I ask that you share this out. It can be on one platform, it can be on multiple platforms. You can text this to somebody, you can bring it up in conversation, but please take this podcast and put it somewhere so others can see it. And would make it even better if you would love to do it, then I would love it too, is to put your breakthrough on your share as well. Because if somebody sees the podcast, they'll be like, oh, great, that's a podcast. But if you let them know what you got out of it, it can make such a difference, right? Like there's a difference between saying, hey, you should drink water, and can you believe the differences and the benefits that water give you? They make your skin feel better. It makes your skin better. It makes your hair better. You end up having more energy, and you can lose weight if you drink more water, right? You want to make it attractive. And one of those ways that you can do that is by sharing your breakthrough. So there are going to be a ton of breakthroughs for you on today's call. So I'm doing a bit of a series here with a wonderful work of art. It's a wonderful book. It's called The Complete Works of Florence Scovel Shinn. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic book, right? And I ran across the outline just recently, and I found this outline, and it is just so nutrient dense. And when I say nutrient dense, of course, I mean that it has so many amazing things in it, so many amazing insights, so many words of wisdom, so many breakthroughs that can help financially and help you learn and me learn how to play the game of life better and to learn what the game of life is. Now, a little bit of forewarning for you that this takes the Christian perspective on things. And that's one of the reasons why I love it so much, right? I've noticed that in today's world, the new age stuff and the chakras and the crystals and the manifestation and looking within for the light, it's everything that the Bible teaches, but without saying God and without giving credit to where credit is due with Jesus, right? And I don't know why. Maybe I think I do know why. It's because the church, and because people they have their quarrel with the church, and they have their quarrel with religion, and so that stops them from really getting down to the bare bones of what the Bible is about and what it can teach, right? They're caught up because of man, and they don't allow themselves to be fed spiritually, and they seek elsewhere other than themselves, because everything we need, y'all, is inside of us, right? Everything we need is inside of us, right? Realize that now, and you'll see that the light is within you. And once we realize that, and you'll see it all over the place, I made the decision. I became who I needed to become. Once I decided, everything seemed to fall in place. Yeah, that's because you aligned your subconscious identity with your conscious identity with your higher self. And then when all three of those are aligned, the Trinity, everything works together in unison and perfect, right? So with that being said, these next couple of series, these next couple of episodes are going to be an outline, me reading the outline of Florence Scovel Shinn's The Game of Life and How to Play It. This outline report was by A. Duchenin in September of 2002, and it was updated in January of 2006. So you'll hear the outline, and if you like this outline, just message me, email me, and I'll send it over to you. You're going to hear this outline, and I might comment on it, right? I might say some things, to my opinion, to drive things home, and to say how this is related and I've understood this. And with that, and I might elaborate on some more things. So just take that in mind, that this is not all me, and this is not all the outline itself, okay? So chapter 1, and check this out, of course, the outline is modeled after the book itself. So this is the bare bones, this is the meat of it, but that doesn't take away from the experience of actually reading the book and applying the principles yourself. So take it for what it is, maybe get out a pen and a paper and a notebook, read this, listen to it, take what works for you, leave what doesn't. But let me tell you, through my practice, and I'll let you know along the way, through my practice, I found a lot of this to be effective. The things that I've practiced, I found to be effective. Okay. So, chapter 1, the game. Number 1, life is a game, not a battle. But you must know spiritual law to play with success. The Old Testament and the New Testament give the rules. It's all there, you guys. It's all there in the Old and the New Testament. And this is true. For the last few months, I've made it a systematic habit to read my Bible every day. I think I missed one day and then I made up the chapters the next day, right? So even if there is trepidation and there is resistance around diving into the book, read it at least just once to understand, right? Number 2, Jesus taught that it's a game of giving and receiving. What you sow, you will reap. And at first, you sow that in the mind, right? Your mind is the field. Imaging, number 3, imaging is crucial. Whatever we imagine, we will eventually outpicture. Therefore, we must train our imaging ability. Goal is to attain and to always imagine only good. The goal is to always imagine only good. The imaging faculty, okay? The imaging faculty that is within, that is the scissors of the mind, okay? Day by day, we cut out pictures and make a scrapbook of what we think reality is and can be for us. This is the quote unquote real world for us, inside, within our subconscious mind. What we picture every single day and what we tell ourselves is our real world. It is outpictured without, and that is what we view and we experience. Number 4, know thyself. The 3 departments of mind. Number 1 is the subconscious. It's power without direction. It is whatever we feel deeply or imagine clearly. This will be impressed on the subconscious mind and carried out in the minutest detail. So imagine that. It's the things that you imagine, the things that you feel, the things that you see. This is why I'm so captivated with NLP, because you learn to speak the language of your subconscious mind, and linguistically you learn how to direct yourself and the powers of the unseen in order to bring about that which you want to experience. Conscious, you see only appearances. The conscious mind sees only appearances, and they're often negative, fearful ones. The tempter is reason and common sense. Okay, read that again. The tempter is reason and common sense. To the subconscious and the superconscious, which I'm about to go over, it doesn't have to make sense. It just happens. It's like quantum. The conscious mind is Newtonian. It has to be cause and effect. Because this happens, that happens. In the subconscious and the superconscious, it can appear instantly. It is there. It is different, right? Conscious mind. In our mind, we have close to, what is it, 100,000, if not more, thoughts per day, and over 80% is negative. Our conscious mind is only 5% of our mind. 95% of the mind is run by unconscious habits and unconscious paradigms. Only 5% of the mind is conscious, my friend. Only 5, okay? I know I'm like getting excited, so I'll try to bring it down a little bit. So, with that being said, you have your supra-conscious mind, okay? That's the higher mind. That's the higher self. And that's the realm of the Platonic perfect ideas, okay? That's the higher self. That's the God self. That's where a perfect plan for our lives live, okay? You got it? The superconscious is where the perfect plan for our lives live. Is that too good to be true? That's where you want to be. Like, that's where it resides. Is this too good to be true? It's not too good to be true, right? Your conscious mind stops you from that with reason and common sense, okay? Let yourself imagine. Let yourself fucking go hog wild, because that will imprint on the subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is the gatekeeper. It's what you allow and not allow to pass. That's why we're aware of only so much at a time, so that we can give it our full focus. Okay, you get that? The level of spiritual intuition and realization of who we are is in the supraconscious, the superconscious. So we go from being people who operate unconsciously in the subconscious, and then we have to elevate ourselves into the conscious mind. And then we realize, shit, to change who we are, I've got to use my conscious mind to influence my subconscious mind. Okay? And then once we get to that point, we realize, yo, I don't know as good as I think I do. So I'm going to use my super conscious mind, my higher self, my God self, the Christ within, so the thing that is bigger than me. I'm going to use that to impress upon my subconscious mind. Okay, so I'm going to use my conscious mind to direct the super conscious upon myself. I know that's a lot of stuff, but let me know if you're having, if we need to switch it up. Okay. Number 5, the law of substitution. Illustration. Okay, so listen to this. The woman wanted a certain man to be her husband, but he was not the right one. So instead, the author, Florence Scovel Shinn, treated this woman for the perfect divine idea of a husband instead of that particular man. Okay, so it's not about what we want, but it's about the perfect divine idea of what we want. Okay, so this woman wanted this particular man to be her husband. That's not the way that it was supposed to roll. So instead, she asked for the perfect divine idea of a husband instead of that particular man. So, for example, don't go to your ego for ideas. Go to the divine kingdom of perfect right ideas, okay? And that's within. So you don't know best. And I'm speaking to me as I'm saying this, right? I don't know best. You don't know best. But who does know best is the divine mind, the superconscious within. It has a divine plan for us. And if we just let go, if we surrender, if we trust, if we don't doubt, if we don't get trapped by reason and common sense, because it's not going to make sense. Believe me, it's not going to, it's going to make the most sense, but because of logic, worry, and fear, we're going to try to not make sense of it. Okay? Does that make sense? So with that, the power of words. What we say, especially over and over, is what we get. Because our words, I lost my place. Because our words form our subconscious. Okay, what we say, especially over and over, is what we get because our words form our subconscious. Our subconscious records and acts on every thought and word. I'll read that one again. That's powerful. The power of words. 6, the power of words. What we say, especially over and over, is what we get because our words form our subconscious. Okay, our subconscious records and acts on every thought and word. Whoa, think about that. So would you call yourself crazy? Would you call yourself stupid? Would you say that you can't do something? If you truly knew that every thought and word was recorded by your subconscious mind, everything was written down, what would you change? How would life be different? Woo! Intuition, baby. Intuition. Become more sensitive to your intuition. Follow the fucking hunches. Do it, baby. Do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Follow the hunches. Abundance, number 8. There is plenty for us everywhere, but it can only be brought into manifestation by faith or the spoken word. Abundance. There is plenty for us everywhere, but it can only be brought into manifestation by faith or the spoken word. Okay? Faith, baby, faith. Faith, all faith. You got to know it's going to happen. You got to trust. I got an STD for you. Surrender, trust, do not doubt. You got to surrender, you got to trust, and you can't doubt it, okay? You can't doubt it. You can't. Because if you do, you're giving room to the possibility of it not working. Okay? You gotta, if your focus is on it working, then you're going to do whatever you got to do for it to work. But if your focus is on this isn't going to work, then you're going to look for things to identify and to back up that evidence and that data and that hypothesis. It's like saying, do you see red trucks? No, I never noticed red trucks. And then you start noticing red trucks. Or when you buy a new car and you start seeing your vehicle all over the place. Number 9, doubt and fear and worry and cynicism. Doubt and fear and worry and cynicism. Nothing else stands between us and our highest desires. Doubt and fear and worry and cynicism. Nothing stands between us and our highest desires. Fear and the fear of insecurity are at some level man's only enemy. Fear and a feeling of insecurity are at some level man's only enemy. Fear and a fear of insecurity are at some level man's only enemy. Fear is inverted faith, baby. Fear is faith in the things that aren't going to work. Fear is in faith of what you don't want to happen. The object of the game of life, okay? I'm giving you the secret. Write it down, pause, rewind, listen up. The object of the game of life is to see clearly one's good and to obliterate all mental pictures of evil. This must be done by impressing the subconscious mind with a realization of good. The object of the game of life is to see clearly one's good and to obliterate all mental pictures of evil. This must be done by impressing the subconscious mind with a realization of good. Number 11, the game completed the square of life. Health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. The game completed the square of life, health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. When you have perfect health, you'll be able to attain wealth. That all comes from love, love of yourself, love of your spirit, love of those around you, love to impact, love to be, love to manifest, love to see. And when you love yourself, you can perfectly express who you are and who God created you to be. You are the individualization of God experiencing this reality as a reference point. I know that was a lot. Breathe, inhale through the nose, take a nice deep breath. Allow this to sink into your subconscious mind now, and allow this to just work and to reminate into juice. Think of yourself as the roast beef that just got done cooking, and now you're letting all the juices soak in and absorb so that it will be so delicious once you can taste the product and the fruits of what you've sown. You have just sown, now you will reap plentiful abundance continuously and effortlessly throughout the life that you experience here and now. So with that said, y'all, make sure that if you want to re-listen to this, you listen to this and stay tuned for the rest. It looks like we have 10 chapters. So I was planning on doing one or two at a time, but I think one at a time will be great in order to ruminate and to let it happen. So here's a quick reminder, my friend, my beautiful friend, my intelligent, my strong, my purposeful friend. You are unstoppable, right? Be unapologetic. Be unapologetic in your actions and in your being, and let your results be undeniable. Fucking twisted steel and sex appeal. You got this. Make it happen. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.